And you said it was coming, David. So we saw this second clearance of a COVID antiviral pill just in the last real hour from the FDA for Merck and Ridgeback's molnupiravir. Now, it is cleared for high-risk adults, so that's folks who are at increased risk of progressing to severe disease. But the FDA did put a few more guardrails on this than they did on Pfizer's drug, specifically saying it's authorized for these folks when alternative treatment options aren't accessible or appropriate. They also did specify it's not authorized for kids under 18 because there could be risk to bone and cartilage growth, putting a warning in here also for pregnant women because of potential risk to fetal growth. All of this because of the way the drug works and interfering with the virus when it's replicating. We also saw slightly less efficacy for the Merck pill than the Pfizer one, 30% versus Pfizer's 89%. So this one really being reserved for when other treatment options are not available or appropriate. The Pfizer drug itself has drug-drug interactions, so some patients, it may not be appropriate to take the Pfizer pill. In terms of supply, though, there's going to be a lot more of Merck's drug in January than Pfizer's. The White House yesterday detailing what they call its medicine cabinet, looking at supply in January. We'll only have 265,000 courses of the Pfizer pill, 3 million of the Merck pill, and we can take the if cleared off there now because it has now been cleared. We also have some antibody drugs still in the medicine cabinet. AstraZeneca's is cleared as a preventive for perhaps folks who can't get the vaccine or don't get enough benefit. There's about 500,000 courses available of that and 300,000 of the last treatment antibodies standing from Vir and GSK. So guys, all of these are going to be needed, still in too short supply as we are seeing cases spike dramatically from Omicron. We're now crossed above 160,000 average daily cases on the 7-day average. The cases are going straight up. What's going to be important to watch is what happens with the hospitalizations and deaths over the next couple weeks. So far, they have not seen the same spike. We haven't seen that in other countries, and we're going to hope, of course, to keep seeing that. Guys?
Yeah, Meg, I'll come back to you on that in particular because people for a while in the investment business were watching closely the South African numbers, and they've plummeted, whether it's both cases, hospitalizations, which never reached the level under the Delta wave, and even ventilation and so many other things. And so I guess there is a hope that as quickly as we go up here, it will come down as quickly as they have in South Africa.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of symmetry in these spikes in the past, and if we see that kind of symmetry here as well, this wave could be a lot quicker. It'll be a lot more drastic going up, and the big worry, of course, is the number of people getting infected and having to isolate. That could affect healthcare workers. It could affect other industries. So will we see that policy change, as you guys were talking about last hour? That'll all be really important here, too.
Meg, given that we now have both Pfizer and Merck approved, do you think there will still be a need for some treatment guidelines to prioritize who gets the limited supply of pills? Or at this point, do you think we have enough that can really cover our bases amid this Omicron spike?
No, the treatment guidelines are going to be really, really key. I asked about this at the White House COVID briefing yesterday, and Dr. Fauci said the NIH will come out with guidelines about how to prioritize within the high-risk groups. Because the Merck drug is going to be reserved for folks for whom some of the other treatments like the Vir GSK antibody and the Pfizer pill are not appropriate, it will have to be determined who should get those drugs, who should get the Merck drug, and whether vaccination status comes into play here is going to be a key question because, of course, we know the vaccines do protect well against severe disease. So will these be prioritized to the unvaccinated? That raises ethical concerns as well. So a lot here that needs guidance.